Last weekend when you weren't answering my calls, I went to a party with Brian and I went home with him and I slept with him.
Yeah, I know what happened.
What? How do you know?
Yeah, we planned this all out.
What do you mean you planned it out?
Well, Brian bet me $50 and a pack of cigarettes.
What?
Said he could sleep with you. So now I'm down $50 and a pack of cigarettes.
Nathan, call 911.
City boy, city boy.
What it do, baby?
You like that?
A breakup from a situationship is a lot harder to get over than a real long-term breakup. My situationship that like it was long distance, it like never really happened, it like never really worked out, hurt me so much longer and affected me so much longer than like my breakup. Do you know what I mean?
Because your breakup wasn't a fake reality. You were living it. You were seeing the problems. You were in it. But when you never really, it's that what if.
You're living off of the fake perfect reality that you invented. You never had the ability to see through what the problems would be. It was always living in this fantasy land of what you thought the relationship was. So in reality,
I guarantee you, if you would have actually dated that person that you
100%.
had a thing with, it would never be what you are imagining it to be.
You would never, you're losing the reality that you built, that false reality. That's what you're breaking up with. Whereas in a true breakup, you've seen the trouble, you've seen their flaws, you've seen what they've done to you, you've been through the pain, you've been through the hardship enough to be like, now I'm ready to move on, you know?
She can only say this because most modern women don't actually have real relationships. The most they've gotten out of a man is just a sex buddy or using him for resources. When they actually care about a guy but he's not interested, it hurts their pride and ego, so they remember it more.
I deserve to be somebody's wife.
$250,000. $200,000. The type of wedding you want, that's how much it costs. You're bugging the We're gonna invest that. My job as a man is to hold the household down, and she hasn't worked in years. I'm not spending $250,000 on a wedding. I'm not doing it.
So you have no plans on getting married?
I have plans on let's go to City Hall.
I'm not a City Hall bitch! Stop saying City Hall, because shit is about to get left. Like, I'm telling you right now.
At the end of the day, I love you more than life itself. But you gotta be easy with all this.
Love ain't enough. How long you plan on being broke?
All that we're broke. Out your mouth. That's
saying
not
it costs
broke.
too much.
That's smart.
Broke people behavior.
That's smart. All right. Listen, you call it broke. You know what I'm saying? Leave and see what your ass gonna be.
Stop it. Get some help.
$200K for a wedding is absolutely foolish, considering the entire thing gives her 50-50 over all your resources. There is nothing to gain for a man, especially when you're losing $250K out the door.
A woman came to me and said, I've slept with 1,000 men because I was broken and I had been abused and blah, blah, blah. You still slept with 1,000 men.
Where's the compassion in that?
I'm not thinking about, I'm thinking about you've had 1,000 inside your
to be with someone, shouldn't compassion be a main factor in that relationship? Right?
Like, that's entitlement. You're not entitled to someone's compassion and understanding. And I think men are allowed to be selective in who they date. And like, I think men are allowed to have standards. And if that's their standard, so be it. And it's not every single guy. Would you rather have a girl that slept with 100 or slept with one? They would pick one. And are they less picky than they were 100 years ago? Sure, you were a hoe if you slept with 3 people 100 years ago. Right? So are they less picky now? Sure, but you can't undo the wiring of what in general men want.
Redhead bringing the heat. Most women can't handle listening to her, but she's dead on. It's not a man's fault that a woman has tons of bodies and he has no obligation to care, let alone date her.
Why is it remotely patronising for a man to open a door and say, please, ladies first?
I'm all in favour of good manners. I have 2 teenage daughters myself, and I spend a lot of time telling them to be polite. And I've got absolutely nothing against people giving up the odd seat or being kind of generally well-mannered. Where I think that the ladies first thing becomes quite patronising, and certainly a younger generation of women really think so. I did a kind of straw poll in my office yesterday, and the younger women feel really passionate about it. It's because they feel it comes with a whole load of other assumptions. So the kind of man who might go ladies first, or pull out your chair, or very much pay for dinner, is kind of expecting something back. It's an attitude.
Why would you think that?
It's an attitude towards women that women are...
He's just being a gentleman.
No, it's an attitude that they think women are rather kind of fragile, delicate vessels that might break if they're not kind of looked after in a very careful way. And that is patronising to a load of younger women. They feel they should be treated as equals.
In this modern day world where there's so much terrible things going on and we're all so busy, I think it is so refreshing and delightful for someone to actually take the time and open the door for you. It's nothing about belittling someone else or looking down on someone. It's about having manners, just, you know,
but it's
being
about
polite.
intention.
It's about power, and it's about what the expectation is on women.
Not at all.
And the kind of women who love that are often the kind of women who very much define themselves through a male gaze, who define themselves by how men will think of them.
Oh, don't be.
Listen.
They like the idea that a man's going to do that for them.
Every day, I have some lovely women in our makeup department.
Yeah, but just that phrase is pretty patronising.
Some lovely women.
Yes.
I'm so sorry for calling the women lovely in the building. I'm so sorry.
This is getting crazy.
You've been on this programme. This is how it goes.
It sounds condescending. Would you say some lovely men?
How do I describe the people who are in my makeup department? What do I call them?
They're fantastic. They're professionals. They do a great job. They made me look a lot better this morning.
If I'm referring to them now, what can I call them?
Lovely women. If they were a group of men.
But they are lovely women.
Yeah, but that does.
And when they make me look slightly less horrific for television, I always say, as a matter of course, thank you, ladies. Right? Is that offensive? Am I offending them? Am I expecting something in return? Am I exercising a power play, or am I simply being chivalrous and gentlemanly and polite to lovely women?
Younger women really hate being called ladies. They'd rather be called women.
Let me tell you, nobody in that makeup room, I can guarantee, I could pull them out here now and say, what do you think? None of them is going to have any problem with me ever saying, thank you, ladies.
What I'm saying to you, Piers, is that a lot of younger women really do.
Some of them are younger women,
and they find it really offensive.
I think you're speaking without knowledge of what a lot of young women think.
No, it's absolutely not true. If you look at the Mumsnet discussion where this has really kind of come up, and if you talk to a whole lot of younger 20-somethings, they really feel passionately about it. And they feel it's part of the bigger conversation that's going on around Me Too and chauvinistic attitudes in society.
I don't even say this phrase to women anymore. We've fallen so far, I simply use it as a joke with my buddies when we go somewhere to take a shot. Not want to be accused of a racist misogynist. Even had a girl curse me out for opening the door for her on our first date years ago. She ended up giving me the sloppy later that night. Modern women are nutcases.
When you deal with guys that can't attract women, what's going to happen is when he finally does get that fucking girlfriend, he's going to sell you out. He's going to do whatever it takes to get that girl. He's going to be thirsty, and then most importantly, he's not going to think with this head. He's going to think with this head. We got to talk some business or whatever. Yo, you want to hang out? Oh no, I got to check with my girlfriend. Blah blah blah.
And we all know a guy that's been our friend that literally finds a girl and disappears into the sunset. And I said, what the fuck, bro? So don't be.
Yeah, it happens a lot. Men give up their friends for some tail only to get burned later on. It's extremely narcissistic for a woman to make a man cut off his friends, but even worse when the man goes for it and doesn't set his boundaries.